Good evening and welcome to the IEPPV image competition. This is the first of 5 for 2021. We're still online as we have been for the last couple of years, and we're still under COVID rules, but hopefully that will change sometime soon. We have 3 illustrious judges with us and we're very excited to introduce them. Returning after many times of judging for us is Casey Newman, who, as you know, is a member of IEPPV but has graciously judged for us these last few years. And then we're also excited to have back after many years break, Yogi Patel, an amazing photographer from up north of LA. And Yogi has judged for us in the past, but it's been, what, 3 or 4 years, maybe 5, Yogi? It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while.
And then first time, I believe, judging for us ever is Lyle Arkihara, and Lyle is joining us, as an amazing judge, amazing photographer, and we're very excited to have him come as well. And Lyle and I have judged together. He's an amazing judge, an amazing photographer, and we're excited to have all 3 of them. Now, the one thing that is new for 2021 is that we've split the images into 2 distinct divisions, and we've introduced a new Masters division. The Master's Division is for photographers who have achieved their Master's degree with either PPA or PPC, or who have an equivalent degree from another organization. There's also an option for photographers who really want to progress and push their skills to opt into the Master's category. So we have that option as well. And then the second division, the regular division, is for photographers who are still working on their masters and still coming up the chain, if you will. We did this so that we can have level the playing field, if you will, and give our newer photographers a fair crack at the whip at being able to get some get merit, not just get merits, but actually win a Photographer of the Year type award. And we really hope that you and your friends will actually take this opportunity to use competition for what it's best for, which is as a learning tool. And we'll start with the Masters division, and then we'll step into the the regular division afterwards. So moving into the Masters division, we're going to start with the first category is the Master Commercial category, and this is for images that are either shot under guidance of an art director or for a commercial client. So they're typically used for promotion, advertising, and so on. We only have a single image in the Master Commercial division, and the image is Portable Bidet. Portable Bidet. Judges, there is a tear sheet for this image. If you'd let me know when you're ready to see the tear sheet.
Ready.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is the tear sheet that goes along with it. So for the participants, the tear sheet shows how the image might be used in a commercial setting. It's either a real use, or in this case, it's looks like it's a pre one because it has probably not yet been used. This is the image. Judges, you can score when you're ready. Image scores 79 points. Casey, why don't you take this image?
In the Masters Commercial category, for me, this squeaks into the merit category. I think that the containers are really well lit for water. Letting the background go out soft and indistinct separates out the product nicely, and it works well with the ad as the tear sheet demonstrated. So for me, barely squeaking into the merit.
Okay, the image scored 79 points. So judges, if you would give this a thumbs up and thumbs down, there was only the single image in the category. And just type Y for thumbs up, or no to leave it as a image becomes a merit. Okay, moving on to the next category. The next category in the Master Division is the illustrative category. This is a category for images that really don't fit elsewhere. So it's typically creative photography, little bit, it's images that, as I say, don't belong into another category. So there's some, sort of a bit of a mixed bag. but typically it's going to be creative. Focus on the photography more than the post work, which would fit into Photographic Artist. First image in the Master Illustrative category is Abstract of Black and Grey. Abstract of Black and Grey. Okay, judges, you can enter your score. Image score 78. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it a 78. I love the presentation. I love the idea of putting the attention to one corner. What I felt was the print is missing a contrast. It's pretty much middle to gray. There is not highlight. There's not much of a definition between highlight and shadows. It's pretty much flat print to me.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the Master Illustrative category is Closed for COVID. Closed for COVID. Image scores 78. Lyle, this one's yours.
Yeah, hi. I gave this a 78. I like the church. I like the tonality of the church. I'd like to see a little more tonality in the clouds. In the mountains in the back with a snowfall, it would be nice to see a little grain or texture in it. It's right on the edge of being blown out. This image is not level. If you look at the foundation for the church, it's slightly tilted. And then lastly, I would like to see a softer focus in the foreground on the left lower corner of the rocks or something that starts to compete with the actual church, which I do believe is part of the title. So little tuning here, you might have yourself a pretty good image.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image, still in the Master Illustrative category, is Blue. Blue. Image scores 81 points. Casey, we're back with you.
I gave this an 82. Very impactful. I really, when it popped around, it really caught my eye. I love it. All the texture and everything that's happening in that dress is just amazing. I love that the way it's lit to bring out the contrast and texture is extremely well done. The presentation is really nice with the matching blue tone around the image. Not as much of a big a fan of the total silhouette of the person, but it plays for me. The longer I sat with it, the better I felt about it. So 82 and a good merit. I really love what's happening in that dress. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's backlit. They did a nice job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey. And next image in the Master Illustrative category is Old Tradition. Old Tradition. Judges, you can enter your score.
Yeah, well, Judge 2 did. Okay.
Image scores 80 points. Lyle, we're back with. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon, Yogi. My mistake.
Get him, Yogi.
When the image came up, I loved the image. The concept is so nice. The hands, the working on the face. But the longer I looked at it, it's fallen soft on the face. I mean, the face is what's supposed to be sharp. And if you look at it, I mean, you can see a little bit of the motion in the hand, but to me, the face is not sharp. And that's why I wanted to give it an 80, but I had to look twice and then I brought my score down.
Thank you, Yogi. Okay, next image, still in the Master Illustrative category. Morning Hunt. Morning Hunt. Judges, you can enter your score. Image scores 83 points. Lyle, this one's with you.
Yeah, hi. I gave this one 82. I'm assuming that this is a drone shot and it's at the water line at a lake or the water. What I really like about this image is the transfer shadow from, I'm guessing that's a seagull. Nicely done. You see the footprints coming from the top center of the image down in. You see the water coming in, ties together, good tonality, and nice job. I'm at 82.
Thank you, Lyle. Okay, next image, still with the Master Illustrative, is The Violinist. The Violinist. And judges, you can enter your score. Image scores 85 points. Casey, we're back with you.
I was right at 85. Storytelling and impact. This is really spectacular. Just really well done. I love the wood grain texture and the violin blended into the person's face. Is fantastic. Well done. There's not a single thing not to like about that. The vignetting around the image is subtle, but brings your eye right back into the center. Yeah, there's a lot to like about this. Just an easy 85 for me.
Thank you, sir. Next image, still in the Master Illustrative category, Atomic Bomb Survivor at Peace. Atomic Bomb Survivor at Peace. And judges, you can enter your score. Image scores 80 points. And Yogi, I think we're back with you.
I scored it an 81. I liked the artwork, the painterly strokes and these little sunset, the warm color in the back. Overall, the presentation is nice. I would have loved to have seen a little more of a vignette all around because the foreground is pretty much too bright and it competes with the structure, as well as the sky is a little too bright, which is competing with the structure. But it's a good merit print for me.
I hate to be the bad guy, but can I challenge this?
Of course.
I don't mean to be the bad guy right off the get-go. I like everything and I support what Yogi has said, but what held me back, I gave this a 78, is the tree in the upper left-hand corner. There's been a treatment throughout the whole image. I'm not seeing that treatment in the tree in the upper left-hand side. If it's there, it's very weak, but it doesn't match the other 2/3 of the image.
Yogi, do you want to?
Overall, I agree with what the judge has to say. From my view, it's very minimal at the top. Yes, the treatment should have been done, but since it's a pretty dark area, to me it doesn't bother me that much. But I'm still listening. Maybe you can talk me into going down.
Casey?
Yeah, I was right at 80 on this. I see the point that Lila's making. I think that for me, that isn't necessarily a thing that would knock my score down. It's subtle. The treatment is definitely stronger in other areas of the image and less strong in other areas of the image as well. The second tree has a little bit less of the treatment, I think, to my eye anyway. The building definitely has more. I'm borderline 80 as is. I'm not sure that I would go down on a challenge from this, but I would listen to the rebuttal. Let's leave it at that.
And in rebuttal, Lyle?
No, I've done the master's program. It was brutal. It was tough, but it made me who I am today, getting all the criticism. So I'm not here to be mean. I'm here to be a cheerleader. And if you're in a master's program and you have 2/3 of this image, which is good, you've done a process, you've done a treatment on it. I get it. The tree is hard to do. I get it. But let's complete the image. Let's get it across the finish line.
Gentlemen, please rescore. Image becomes 79. Next image in the Master Illustrative category, in fact, the final image in the Master Illustrative category, is Oblivious to the Masterpiece. Oblivious to the Masterpiece. Judges, please score. Image scores 81. And I think we're with Casey. Oh, Lyle. Yep, you're right, Lyle. My mistake.
Oh, hey, I gave this 82. I didn't understand the title and I looked for it and then I found it. It's nicely done. I like the slow shutter speed of the people. How would I say this? They're, it's just like the title says, oblivious to the masterpiece. So the image is straight. All the vertical lines are on point. It's level. You usually don't find that in an illustrative type category. You find that more in architecture. So praise to the maker. And it's got good tonality, and I think you did a good job. I gave it 82.
Thank you. Okay, we have a few images for review in this category. First image for review is abstract black and gray. Give me 1 second. I will bring it up for you.
Okay.
Okay, give me a Y for goes up to merit or N stays the same, please. Image remains the same. Next image for review is closed for COVID. Original score 78. Remains the same. Next image for review is Atomic Survivor at Peace. Original score 79. Image remains this. Stays this. Oh no, sorry, beg your pardon. We're still waiting.
Comes in a merit.
Image becomes a merit. Image becomes a merit. So congratulations to the maker. And I believe that's the last one. I've run out of chat here. Yep, that's the last one. So we now step on to the next category, which is Master Landscape. First image in the Master Landscape category is Clouds Throughout the Mountains. Clouds Throughout the Mountains. Judges, you can enter your scores when you're ready.
Yep.
Image scores 80 points. Casey, this one's with you.
Yeah, I was at 79 for this. I like it. When it popped around, it's impressive. It's got a good feel to it. I commend the maker for finding the location. It's really picturesque. I'm not sure the time of day is great. It falls a little bit flat for me as far as lighting and overall feel to the image. And I think that the sky is a little flat as well. I think that with a little work, you could bring that out and add a little bit more depth and interest to the sky on that. So it was borderline for me, although the fact that it got a merit, I'm okay with, is right there. So 79 for me, but the other judges had say on it, so that's good.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the Master Landscape category, Thunderstorm on the Prairie. Thunderstorm on the Prairie. Image scores 77, and Yogi, this one's yours.
I love the tonal range in the clouds, beautifully done. But when it comes to bottom third, the image falls apart. I mean, there is hardly any definitions on the ground level. Also, where the lightning bolt is, when there is a lightning, there should be a pretty bright spark around there. Looks like the lighting is right into the cloud, and where the actually lightning bolt is pretty much looks like there is no powerful light coming out of the lightning. But my main thing is just the bottom third is almost losing all the details, but the cloud treatment is very well done.
Thank you, Yogi. Final image in the Master Landscape category is East Java. East Java. Judges, you can score. Image scores 83 points. Lyle, this one's with you.
I'm at 80. The thing, well, let's talk about the great things. I like the silhouette of the tree. I like your composition. You got some stars in the sky. You got a little bit of sunset going on. What held me back from going higher is in the lower right-hand corner. The fog. It's just a little bright, and when I come into the image, it's the human eye goes to the brightest part of the image first. So I go right to the cloud. When there's so much other things in this photograph to see, you've got the valley of the ridge through the center of the tree. You got foliage, much more elements. So it held me back. I gave it 80, definitely worthy of a merit.
Thank you, Lyle. Okay, do we have any images for review in the landscape category?
No.
No images for review in the landscape category. So the next category then is the Master Nature category. Master Nature category, and the first image in that is They Mate for Life. They Mate for Life. Judges, you can enter your score when you're ready. Image scores 84 points. Casey, this one's yours.
Yeah, I was at 85 on this. Really well done, crisp and sharp everywhere in the bird. It's fantastic. The composition, the extra space in front for the birds to move into, the tonality of the background, deep and darker than anything happening on the bird, so that they stand out and pop from the background. Just really, really well done. I love the panoramic nature of the image, tight on top and bottom, but not too tight. Very well done. Outstanding.
And one more thing, this image is tack sharp with the birds. Nice job to the maker of proper shutter speed on this.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, next image in the Master Nature category. We'll Smile for Food. We'll Smile for Food. And judges, you can enter when you're ready. Image scores 79 points. Yogi, I believe this one's yours.
I scored it a 78. It's a nice placement of the subject on the third. I love the shallow depth of field, but the print quality, it's a little bit on a flat side. It's missing the contrast. I love that depth of field, which is just around the bird, and then it literally falls off right after the leg. It's just the print quality that puts it behind the merit category for me.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image, still in the Master Nature category. Jumping for Joy. She said yes. Jumping for Joy. She said yes. And judges, you can score. Image score 79. Lyle, this one's with you.
Hey there. Okay, I'm at 78 on this image. This one to me, I'm gonna mention titling "Jumping for Joy," and she said yes. I'm not an expert on birds. It just looks overall a little on the aggressive side. I'm not a guru in birds. I think this comes down for me, titling. The rest of the image, a little vignetting on the top. The birds, stand up from the background. But again, jumping for joy. And she said, yes, I, I don't know how the title connects to this.
Thank you very much. Okay, final image in the Master Nature category is I See You. I See You. And George, you can score. Image scores 78 points. Casey, I think we're back with you.
Yeah, I'm at 79 on this. Boy, I really wanted to like this. I love everything that's happening within the face of that owl. It's just fantastic. The issue is that it blends into that background a lot. It doesn't stand out as much as I want it to be. I love the crispness and the sharpness and everything that's happening within the face and top shoulders of that owl, but it kind of blends right into that background, and I can't get away from that. So not quite a merit for me.
Well said, Casey.
Thank you, Casey. So we have 3 images for review. The first one is Will Smile for Food. Original score 79 points. Give me 1 sec. Image remains the same. Next image for review is Jumping for Joy. She said yes. Original score 79. Image remains the same. And then the final image review in the Master Nature category is I See You. Original score 78. And the image remains the same. Okay, the next category is the Master Photographic Artist. And the Photographic Artist category is really focused on the post-photography treatment of the image more than the original image. Obviously, all the rules around composition and style and skill still apply, but very much focused on the post-production and producing a final art piece from one or potentially multiple images. We do encourage makers to submit samples of the images they've used, but it's not a requirement. First image in the category is When Crazy Photographer Learns to Paint by Numbers. When Crazy Photographer Learns to Paint by Numbers. And Judge, you may enter your score when you're ready.
There it is.
Image scores 85 points. Yogi, I believe this one's yours.
I loved it when it came out. I like the treatment. I like the way they've used the brush strokes in the background, the color combination. It's so vibrant. Love the presentation. It's a merit print for me. If somebody wants to challenge it, I can even go out.
Do we have any takers? Are
What
you
did he-
challenging it, Yogi?
You
or
can
are
challenge it.
asking us to
I want to hear first. Why should I go up?
Oh,
That's
okay.
why.
All right.
Do we have anyone who wants to challenge?
What was the score that I got?
Score was 85.
Well, I scored at 85, so I.
That's
You
fine.
scored at 86, didn't you?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was 86. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is right in the ballpark of where I was at, so I can't quibble with that too much.
There we go. So moving on then. Thank you, gentlemen. Great comments, and always a bit of fun there. Next image in the Master Photographic Artist category is Coffee Time, Comic Time. Coffee Time, Comic Time. Image score 79, and Lyle, I believe this one's yours.
Yeah, I'm at what am I at? 79 or 78?
78.
78. Okay. Uh I get the treatment on this. I get the category. It just for me looks a little empty in the areas that are uncolored. I'm a commercial photographer and I really look at details. So I might be a little tough on this. I would be willing to listen to my fellow judges to see if the score should be increased on this. But just those areas on the right thirds and left thirds just look incomplete to me.
We have another unchallenged, but gentlemen, do you have any comments? Casey, Yogi?
I'm actually kind of in the same place. I was at a 79, and I love the treatment and what's being done in the areas that have color. I'm not as big a fan of the areas that were left blank and uncolored. I sort of see the artistic intent of it. I just don't think that it adds to the enjoyment of the image for me. It's a negative rather than a positive.
It's the same for me. I love the cartoonist creation of it, but there's so much going on that my eye goes all over the place, and there's not one place it can land. So there's too much going on in this image for me.
Gentlemen, thank you for your comments. Next image in the Master Photographic Artist category, Hip Hop Dancer. Hip Hop Dancer. And gentlemen, you can score when you're ready. Image scores 81 points. Casey, we're back with you.
Yeah, I was at 80 on this. Impactful and interesting, and there's a lot of dynamic stuff happening in this image. It's not killing it for me. I like it. I don't think I love it. The light on him feels a little hot and pulls away from the enjoyment of the image for me. But I enjoy the work that the maker did to the image to create the overall artistic feel to it. I think that is very well done. So deserves a merit for that.
Yeah, well said, Casey.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next image in the Master Photographic Artist category is Forever Remembered. Forever Remembered. and you can add your scores. Image scores 80 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it an 80. I like the artwork done to it, how they have captured taken the blue color and used it in the background and all around. I would have liked to seen the bottom part a little more darker and a little more definition of the color on the face with some light direction. It is coming from the right, but it's pretty much still a flat light on his face. I would have liked to seen a little more of a ratio and then darken all around a little bit. Other than that, it's still a merit print for me.
Thank you, Yogi. And then the final image in the Master Photographic Artist category, Beauty Restored. Beauty Restored. Image scores 86 points. Lyle, this one's yours.
82.
So 82, my mistake. I misread. 82 points. Lyle, this one's still yours.
Yeah, hi, I'm at 80 on this, and I think they have done a very, very good job taking a damaged photo where the creases and the cracks are and have to interpret the information that was once there. So I think they did a great job. I'm at 80. Looks like they matched the tonality from the photograph to the print, and I think they did a nicely done.
Okay, we only have a single image for review in the Master Photographic Artist category, and that is Coffee Time, Comic Time, original score 79. Image remains the same. So the next category is the Master Photojournalism category. In the photojournalism category, we allow photographers to crop and to do minor dodging and burning, essentially everything that they would have done in the darkroom, but nothing added, nothing removed, and the crop should be subtle so that it doesn't completely change the story. First image in the Master Photojournalism category is Wedge Wipeout. Wedge Wipeout. Ready, you can score. Image scores 80 points. Casey, this one's yours.
I was right at 80. Really like it. I think that for me, I wonder if maybe taking a little bit more off the top might have been something that could have let me bump the score up a little bit. I like everything that's happening in the middle of the image. All the textures and the different various leading lines in the wave are great. Him being stuck in that little moment of action right there, that's suspended in the moment of action, is really nice. I'd like to maybe a little bit tighter on it, might have worked better for me, but I think but a merit on it, and well done for a photojournalistic image.
Thank you. Next image in the Master Photojournalism.
That's the only one.
I beg your pardon, that was the only one in the Master Photojournalism category. That was easy.
Perfect timing.
Need to fix my software because it didn't tell me that. Next category is the Master Portrait category. In the Portrait category, we assume that the photographer has complete control over lighting, posing, costume, and everything. So they have absolute control. First image in the Master Portrait category is Varsity Beauty. Varsity Beauty. Judges, you can score. Image scores 77 points. Yogi, this one's with you.
I scored it a 78. I like the pose, but the lighting is pretty much flat on her face. If the maker would have moved the light a little more to the right of her and brought it a little bit at an angle, or maybe at a 45 Rembrandt, to me, the face is just pretty round and it's just too flat for me. And then the leg position, it's not that flattering, looking underneath the shoe, bottom of the shoe. And the subject is pretty tight in the subject. We need some more room for her to breathe. It's very tight into the framing.
May I make a
yes, please go ahead.
comment, Nick?
Yes, absolutely.
To the maker on this, if you're listening, I agree with everything that Yogi said, but I'm a real fanatic about light. Being that you're in a gymnasium, I'm assuming the sodium vapor gymnasium or fluorescent lights were on. The image around her, the I guess it's the bleachers and the flooring behind her is just too dark. Man, if you would have just dragged the shutter, and got your ratios right, so there's just a little bit more on there, there'd be so much more flow on this image. So the next time you do a shoot like this, get your tripod out, set up, meter. You might be at a half a second exposure on this, depending what your ISO is, and put a little more light there, put a little emphasis, like Yogi said, placement of your strobe light in the front, your softbox or a beauty dish, whatever you're using. And you're really going to take your stuff to a whole nother level.
Thank you, Lyle. Really appreciate that. This is what image competition is about. It's about learning, and I think that's great advice. Next image in the Master Portrait category, Mine. Mine. Judges, you can score when you're ready. Image scores 78 points. And Yogi, I think this one's yours. Or did I lose track?
I think it's mine.
Okay, sorry, Casey then.
Yeah, I was at 78 on this. I love the eyes, love everything that's happening in the face of the female subject. I even like the arm over the shoulder and the contrast between the white and the red. I'm not a fan of the hand getting cut off right there. That just, it's so awkward that I can't not see it. So I can't get to merit on this for that reason.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the Master Portrait category, Regal Nigeria. Regal Nigerian. Image scores 87. And Yogi, this one's yours.
I loved it, loved the treatment, loved the lighting. I so much wanted to go into superior category, but I would tell my points why I didn't go. But then if Casey wants to challenge me, he can. There is a little bit of the definition on his beard and by his ear, and all that thing is pretty much blocked out. There's so much definition in the background, but the main face area, it is pretty much blocked. And the other thing is I would have loved to have a little bit of separation between his beard and his shoulder area. It doesn't feel, I can see what's happening with his hand going underneath his beard. I mean, his hand is turned around, but it's a little confusing with what's going on. Otherwise, the lighting is nice, beautifully done. Overall presentation is beautiful. I would have loved to gone higher if I would have seen a little bit of the definition in the beard and the side of his face.
Well said, Yogi.
Yeah, if I could add,
Yeah, please.
Nick, I was 90 on this, and I'm going to stay 90 for all of the reasons why I love the image. I see Yogi's not wrong in pointing out that the blacks in those areas are black, and there's nothing there. It's totally blocked out. And I think that's a valid criticism. I think that for me, everything else that I love about the image, the tonality, the pose, the regalness of the pose, that little crown, the lighting is spectacular. I mean, come on, that lighting is unbelievably good. Is so strong that I can justify my 90 in my mind, but I certainly see the validity of that particular criticism.
So is that a challenge or not a challenge?
No, it's not. I was just explaining why I'm 90 and why I don't want to challenge it.
Fair enough. Okay. Lyle, did you have any comments, by the way?
No, I mean, it's already been said.
Okay, thank you. So next image in the Master Portrait category is Carissa. Carissa. George, you can score when you're ready. Image scores 77 points. Lyle.
Hey, I'm at 77 on this. You have a girl with a beautiful smile. I can appreciate the bouquet in the background on here, but where this image falls short, it's simply flat lighting. And this is where it gets helpful to have an assistant either use some Duvetine on one side to darken her up, or, use a reflector to splash a little light in there and put some life into this image.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the Master Portrait category, Eric the Elder. Eric the Elder. Judges, you can score when you're ready. Image scores 85. And Casey, we're back with you.
Is that me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was at 88 on this. Really sophisticated and well handled light on this portrait. Really well done. Yeah, you gotta love that. Everything, the shadows on the face are just, they have that softness, and you can still see what's going on in there. I might have called it something to do with the beard, or fear the beard. I would have focused on that, because that beard is spectacular. but a fantastic portrait and an easy 88 for me.
Can I chime in on this one real
Oh,
quick?
please go ahead.
I'm at 83 on this. I probably would have gone to 85. I agree with everything Casey just said on this. The hair at the very, where his hair touches the background, just his hair on his head is soft overall. But the beard, it looks like the grains in his shirt. And so there's a lot of detail there, but then there's none in the hair on top of his head, especially where it meets the background. Had that had some detail in there, I would have went higher. I would have easily gone to 85. So I'm just throwing that out there. Not a challenge. I just want to point that out.
I understand. Thank you. I appreciate the comments. And then the final image in the master portrait category is Lucas. Lucas. Whoops. Sorry. And judges, you can score when you're ready. Image score 77 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it on 77. Maybe this person liked that picture, everything is fine, but the definition in the hair, the blacks, there is no detail in there, they're blocked out. The light is very harsh on the face, maybe a little bit of a soft fabric in front of the light, or somehow throw the light a little softer. It is very harsh, and overall the subject is very tight in the framing.
Thank you. Okay, so we have one image for review in the master portrait category, and that is image mine. Original score 78. Image remains the same. Okay, that ends the master division, and now we switch into the regular division. So judges, judge these as you would at an affiliate, and just bear in mind that these are photographers who have yet to reach their masters. The fact that they're entering competition suggests that they may be heading that way, but a lot of opportunity here. So just a little more gentle, and again, continue the constructive criticism. I think that's really helpful. First category in the regular division is commercial, and we only have a single image in the commercial, Benzene Works. Benzene Works. Judges, you can enter your scores. Image scores 78 points. Lyle, this one's yours.
Yeah, hi. I got to tell you, I love the camera angle on this from above. I don't know if it was done with a drone or tall building. The other couple factors on here is time of day. The light on the car, which is what we're selling here, or the car experience, whatever it might be, shadowing. So the light is very soft. But the thing that troubles me the most on this image is the two very large pieces of asphalt, or whatever they are. They compete with the image of the car. So this is why my score is I'm at 76. Not trying to be mean, but I don't know if there was a chance to position the car somewhere else, or take other samples of concrete and then, try and Photoshop them in. Anyway, that's where I'm at.
Thank you, Lyle. There's only one image for review, which is Benzene Works, and original score 78. I'm waiting for a third.
Judge 3. Yes or no?
Lyle, can you put a yes or no, please?
I'm sorry.
Image remains the same. Next category in the regular division is the illustrative category. And the first image in the illustrative category, 2 planes, 1 pilot. 2 planes, 1 pilot.
Score is an 80.
Image scores 80 points.
Yep.
Casey, this one's with you.
Yeah, I was right at 80. I like the storytelling aspect of it. Title certainly helps with that. The graphic, almost the graphic design nature of what's happening, the big blue sky and the minimalist clouds and the airplanes standing out in that. The slanted composition is helpful. It gives it a little dynamism, a little bit of impact, a little dynamic impact. And so for me, 80 and merit, but kind of just barely. So that's where I was at.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the illustrative category is Patriots in the Sky. Patriots in the Sky. Here we got a slight delay
Score
with
is an
our
80.
scoring system. Image scores 80 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I like the cropping on it. I like the way the planes are coming at you and then they're going away from you. The design factor, the placement of the planes are flying, you cannot place them, but I like the way they're all going and from the middle and going out, and the smoke is just bringing you back into at one point. Overall, nice presentation. It's a merit print for me.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the illustrative category, leading lines. Leading lines. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Leading lines.
Score is an 80.
Image scores 80 points. And Lyle, this one's yours.
Yeah, hi, I'm at 80 on this, and I say this in a fun and genuinely respectful way. This is as simple as it gets. Composition wise, everything right, left, top, bottom, it takes you to a central point in the image. It doesn't get any simpler. It's nice job. What else can you say about this image? Very simply done, but very nicely done.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the illustrative category, Boy Monk. Boy Monk. Image scores 84 points. Casey, we're back with you.
Yeah, I was right at 84. Really well done. Nice shot. Great presentation. Love the natural lighting on the boy's face is fantastic. For me, my issue is I wish that statuary wasn't right behind his head like that. If there was another way to have changed your viewpoint so that it was not directly behind his head and such a distraction, I would have liked this a lot more. And I'm at 84. So could have gone a lot higher with just a slight change in viewpoint. If that, it might not have been possible. Maybe there was not another place you could have stood, but that's why I'm not higher. 84 for me.
Well said, Casey.
Can I add one more thing to it?
Yes, please do, Yogi. Go ahead.
I agree 100% with Casey. The angle they have shot makes a big difference. And the little candle spots behind his ear, I would take them out because they're literally distracting behind him. On top of the statue behind, those little candles behind his ear, I would take them out.
Thank you, Yogi. Good comments. So we have a full complement of judges again. The next category, still in the regular division, is the landscape category. And the first image in the landscape category is the tree. The tree. Just go when you're ready, judges.
Yep.
Okay. Nick, I got your message, Nick. So hopefully this goes to everyone now.
Yes, indeed it did.
Okay, good.
The tree scored a 77.
Image scores 77 points. And let's start off with Lyle.
Hey, I'm at 77 on here. And the tree. So the tree gets lost in the land portion, the upper half of the image, the tree gets lost. But where we can see the tree better is in the reflection in the water. So you might have been able to cheat a little bit, so to speak, changing the title of this image for starters, reflection or woodsy reflection or tree reflection, because for me, the tree gets lost in the background behind this. So something to consider. Time of day is not bad. Might have been either earlier in the morning or later in the day to give you more contrast with shadows. Though there's some detail in the shadows behind the image, but also keep in mind time of day when you do images like this with nature.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the landscape category, Joshua tree sans a Joshua tree. Joshua tree sans a Joshua tree. Image scores 78 points. Casey, this one's yours.
I was right at 78. I like your title, by the way. I think that's a little bit of a clever wordplay there. For me, a nice image and a nice rock formation, but you're looking at a time of day issue. I'd like to see this with a little bit more drama in the lighting, a little bit more character. So absent that, I've got to be less than merit.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the landscape division is, landscape category is Foggy Pebble Beach Loner. Foggy Pebble Beach Loner. Image scores 76 points, and Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it 76. Yes, it is a foggy day, but there is nothing I see in focus in the image. I want to see one portion of the image that is in focus. Everything is very soft and foggy, but there's nothing in focus. Plus, there is no point of interest. There's a tree in there, but there's nothing that tells me there's somewhere where I want to go and see something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the landscape category, Beauties in the Wild. Beauties in the Wild. Image scores 77 points. Lyle, this one's yours.
Hey, I'm at 76 on this. A lot going on. I think the emphasis here and the beauty of this image is the actual flowers. I understand the contrast between the dried grass or this other vegetation around it. I'd like to see more drawn in, more of a close-up of the flowers, zoom in, possibly even a macro on this shot. And again, we talked about this, Casey did, I did. This is time of day, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3 p.m., don't go out and photograph nature. Either do it earlier in the morning or later in the afternoon. And you'll be surprised where your shadows move and create more interest in your photos.
Thank you, Lyle.
Yeah.
Next image in the landscape division, Magenta Flower in Lily Pond. Ah, there we go. Magenta Flower in Lily Pond. Image scores 78 points. Casey, we're back with you.
I was 77 on this. The lovely magenta flower for me gets quite a bit lost in the brightness of the everything. That foreground there's a lot of it, and it's very bright, brighter than your main subject. So it kind of disguises the interest point. I might try this as a tighter horizontal. If you go do it across the image, you still keep in some of the lily pads, but you lose a lot of that. I know you won't have the reflection, but I don't think that reflection is helping you anyway. It doesn't make the image better. And not to beat a dead horse, but a time of day issue here as well. The light is a little flat on your flower, and It's a little soft as well. Maybe a little sharper would help.
We're losing you, Casey.
Having,
Yeah, we lost his voice. Losing
Kick
his
this into a
voice.
merit category.
Yeah.
Charge your batteries, Casey.
77 for me.
Casey, we lost you for a brief moment there, but I
Yeah.
think we got the gist.
You
Thank
did
you
it.
for
You
your
did a
comments.
me, Casey.
Okay, next, in fact, the final image in the landscape category is Sentinel of the Swamp. Sentinel of the Swamp.
Where'd everybody go, Nick?
I don't know. We're waiting on Casey.
Waiting on
His
Casey.
score. Hopefully, you didn't lose him.
Casey, this is Houston. Do you copy? Over.
Oh, we lost him. He's gone.
Okay.
Charlie,
this is Satcom 5. Do you hear us? Over.
Casey's gone to charge his battery.
I'll give you, Casey, a moment to
Okay,
rejoin.
we'll give him a moment. Otherwise, we'll ask another one of our members who's qualified to judge. I see Rebecca's online, so we'll admit her if we need to here in a second.
Thank you, Stan.
Casey's coming back in. Yeah, he's coming back in.
Casey, this is not the time for a spacewalk. Over.
He should be on. Casey, you there, buddy?
So this is one of the challenges of online. We've generally been very fortunate, but occasionally we've had incidences, and we appreciate everyone's patience while we get our judge back.
It sounded like his.
I am back.
He is back.
Casey,
yes.
would you be so kind as to judge Sentinel of the Swamp, please?
Yes. Sorry about that.
No problem, it happened.
Let me bring up my chat thing here. It's showing chat disabled.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
We just need to promote you.
We need to promote you. And I need to rename him too. So just don't do it yet, Case.
Okay.
That's interesting. Nick, see if you can rename him, because it just all of a sudden Zoom won't let me do anything. Can you rename Casey to Judge 1?
I'm looking for him.
Yeah, he's up in the top. I was able to promote him to co-host.
Oh, you just...
now it just came back. Wow, that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah. The bits are getting lost somewhere. Okay, so he's back to Judge 1.
Okay, now Casey, now that you're Judge 1, Casey, please go ahead and score.
I have so scored.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's see him.
Image scores 77 points, and now I completely lost track of whose turn it is.
I did the last one.
So in that case, Yogi, it's your turn. There we go.
Yeah, I think I scored it a 77. Overall, I mean, the way the image is shot is so tight in the frame that I don't know where to look. I would also, I don't think there is any need for the reflection in there. It's basically crop it right underneath that little piece of green that's floating around. I would just crop it right there and give it a little more room at the top of the tree and some more room around for the tree to have some room to breathe. Also the tonal range from dark to light, it's all in between. There is not much of it's missing from the black side. So I would like a little more of a contrast in there. and print it a little bit down so that there is more of a definition in the shadows.
Thank you, Yogi. Okay, that was the last image in the landscape category. We have 2 images for review. First image for review is Joshua Tree Sounds, a Joshua Tree, original score 78. Image remains the same. And the other image for review is a Magenta Flower in Lily Pond, original score also 78. Image remains the same. And the next category is the nature category. First image in the nature category, Tupperware, oh, come back. Tupperware Terror. Tupperware Terror.
Tupperware Terror.
Tupperware Terror. Image scores 81 points. And I think we're back with you, Casey. No, big one, we're with Lyle.
Hey, I'm at 81 on this image. I like the color palette on this. The turquoise works good with the white of the spider. What's held me back on this is you've got depth of field, focusing concerns going on here. You know, macro photography is tough when you're outside and out and about, things move. So that's where I'm at on this. 81, I think it's deserving of a merit. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the nature category is Friends for Lunch. Friends for Lunch. Image scores 79 points. Casey, we're back with you.
Yeah, I was right at 80 on this. I think everything going on through the center of the image, the crispness and the super sharpness in this guy is really great. Even through the stem that he's attached to, the super sharp nature of that is all really strong. I really like that. Not super impactful it feels a little flat in the contrast area. If that could be punched up a little bit, I'd like it a lot more. But enough to get me to a merit.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the nature category, Surveying His Domain. Surveying His Domain.
Lyle?
Yeah, I'm in. Sorry.
Okay.
Image scores 77
This-
points. And sorry, beg your pardon, Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it a 77. I like the mat, the presentation, the matching of the color to the bird of the mat. Where I fall is that detail in the feather in the front is just washed out. Little too much of the bird in the framing. Um, Other than that, I mean, there's a little more work needs to be done for the image to get to Mary for me.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, on the backside of the bird and tail feathers in the shadows, uh, there's no detail there. It's just completely dark. Um, I don't want to get overly technical, but DSLR cameras only have 7, 8 stops of dynamic range. Medium formats have 12 to 14 stops. Solves that kind of problem. So you can't do these on HDR, but it's a tough shot. This might even be, yeah, it's already been said. Thank you.
Thanks, Lyle. Appreciate the additional comments, definitely. And next image in the nature category, Rufus. Rufus. Image scores 78 points. Casey, we're back. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Lyle, I think this one's yours.
Well, I gave Rufus a 78. For me, this is comes down to depth of field. I can appreciate around the eye is tack sharp, but there's a lot of detail in the rest of the bird that becomes soft. So we give you praise for that's photography 101 is always making sure the eye is tack sharp. So that part is correct. It's just I'd like to see a little more detail in the feathers, which this falls under aperture, and possibly, yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at on this.
Thank you, Lyle.
Can I add something to it?
Yeah, please go ahead, Casey.
You know what? This image has
Yogi.
this image has so much potential. Everything is done right, shot right. If you can go back and print it little, I mean, printing meaning go into Photoshop and darken everything around, bring the focus right into the eye, take that little catch light at the bottom out. Just by printing it dark and just keeping the lightness around the face will bring this picture much higher than it's just the whole tonality over all the for the whole print is just the same right now. It needs a nice vignetting all around and darkening quite a bit for the eye to go straight to the bird.
Thank you, Yogi.
Would you mind if I added a comment?
Oh, no, please do, please.
Rufus needs some help today. Let's
Yeah.
help Rufus.
For me, I think that the bird is really well done. It's sharp and is great. The light on it is maybe a touch bright, but still love everything about that. It's just so busy on the outside. I would crop in tighter left to right, and then maybe pump the contrast and sharpness just a smidge, just bump it, and let that bird stand out from all of the business around him. Even maybe that red thing that's going on underneath him, bring that down a little bit. So and like Yogi said, some vignetting and I think this bird is going to be a merit. I would be a merit on it if that were the treatment. So so close that I also wanted to add a comment.
Rufus, come back later and get another merit. Try again, Rufus.
Thank you, gentlemen. Definitely appreciate the comments. Okay.
We love you, Rufus. Hang in there.
Moving swiftly along, next image in the nature category is Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Image scores 77 points. And Yogi.
I scored it 78. Overall, actually, I would have loved to seen all the birds in focus at this point. Right now, just one being in focus, rest of them out of focus. I'm just going back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on. I love that little droplet that's coming down into the water off of the beak. That's such a nicely captured. The framing is very tight. It would be a nice skinny long panorama with birds being a little small in there would be much presentable. Right now it's just corner to corner. All I see is just the whole frame is filled with birds. But my main thing is I would like to see all the birds in focus instead of just one and then the rest of them going back and forth.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the nature category, rest stop. Rest stop. Image scores 79 points. Lyle.
Hey, I'm at 79. I like everything about this image. I like the shallow depth of field behind the bird. Looks like there might be some breeze blowing, you know, his feathers are sticking out. Action, I get it. There's too much space on the far right-hand side of this image. It's just a negative area that competes with the bird. So I would crop and almost do, instead of a square image, I would probably take this to a portrait style type image, and then that'll draw you more into the bird. But other than that, I think it's nicely done.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the nature category, the perfect stick. The perfect stick. Image scores 80 points. Casey, we're back with you.
I was right at 80 on this, and there's certainly a lot to like about it. Everything about the bird itself, including the stick, is good eye. Really, really nice to have caught that moment and to recognize that for what it is. For me, I feel like it's a little too loose. I would like to be tighter on this guy and let him be a little bit more prominent for the viewer. I would cut off a lot of the left, some of the bottom, a lot of the top, and be tighter on this guy. I'd even print down all of that bright yellow behind him. It's fine that it's yellow. It could just be a little darker and deeper so that the bird stands out a little bit and it's not so much a distraction right behind his head. The fact that it's right behind his head really pulls focus away from his head, the various colors that are at play in his beak and elsewhere. So merit, but I think you can do better with a little bit of work.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the nature category, running wild. Running wild. Image scores 79 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I know it's hard to capture this wildebeest when they're crossing the river, but for an image, for me to get it married, I want to see some portion of the image or something in focus. Right now, it's almost like an abstract. Nice abstract, everything is good, but if I wanted to see an abstract, I wanted to see more of this going on. I wanted to see more of the wildebeest running in one line instead of just a couple of them out of focus.
Hey, can I challenge this, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
I hear what Yogi is saying. Wherever this is taking place, either, down in the San Diego Zoo or they're in Africa, wherever the heck they're at. But this image, I get it. Everything's blurry, they're panning. But also, as simple as this is, look at the rule of thirds on this image. It has that already built into this image. And there isn't one fraction. There's just enough information there for you to tell what the animal is. So yeah, there's natural artisticness built into this image. Maybe the photographer got lucky. Maybe they dragged the shutter, some technical techniques going on here. But I think that this is deserving of 80 points. So I'm going to ask my fellow famous judges to bring their score. We only need 1 point, and this maker can have 80. Just look at the composition. Look how they've done this. You got the thirds. The animals are going through the center third, and then you have the lower third. And you still can identify what the animals are.
Casey, your comments.
I was at 78 on this also, and I wanted to like it more, but the longer I stayed with it, I was in the Yogi camp with there wasn't enough of any. It's just a little too in between an abstract and a not abstract. So I couldn't be merit for that reason, although I see some of what Lila's talking about. The major thing for me was there's so much white, just pure white above the horizon line there, and that if the crop were a little tighter off the top like that, I could see myself liking it more. In deference to my fellow challenging judge, I'm happy to move a little bit. But those are the areas that I had trouble with. So,
Yogi?
I'm in same line with Casey. My biggest thing, I'm listening. I don't want to send a wrong message out there. I can go to 80, but that, like Casey mentioned, that white portion at the top, that's where my eye goes first.
there's so much of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of white up there. Maybe tone it down. Other than that, there's a very nice graphic side to this image, but for this category, there's something that needs to be in focus. But I'm listening. I'll go to 80.
Island rebuttal.
Yeah, Ralph Waldo Emerson. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If this was a race car on a racetrack, on a turn where the road and everything in the car was blurred, that would get printed in Sports Illustrated magazine. Okay. These are animals, same principle. Let's get this guy to 80. Hey, they can always re-enter this, crop the top down. They don't have to do anything else. The camera's level. So there's a lot of good here. Again, if this was a race cars on a racetrack, the blurring and motion blur and all that, hey, that would be totally acceptable because we know they're race cars and they're going fast. Well, guess what? These are wildebeest or buffalo, whatever the heck they are. It's the same principle, guys. Same principle.
Okay. So let's rescore.
Thank you, Lyle. Yeah, please rescore.
Who's not in?
Yogi? Did we lose him?
I'm not in. Oh, I already put in.
We're waiting for a score from Yogi.
Waiting for Yogi. There we go.
Image scores 81 points. Okay, good challenge. The final category, image in the nature category is not anyone.
Oh, whoa.
What was the title? Oh,
Not anyone.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know what was going on with my computer. I apologize. Not anyone.
Not anyone? Okay.
Nick, score is up. We lose Nick.
No, Nick's back. I apologize.
Final score is an 80.
Okay. Image scores 80 points, and we are with Lyle.
I'm at 78 on this. Macro photography again. I see the nut, I see the spider. What pulls me away from this image is the brightly colored stick, or I don't know, plant or vegetation behind the spider. My eye goes to there first, then I look at the spider and then look for the nut. So little distraction, little going on. I can't appreciate the time of day on here because we got some shadowing going on, but it's that stick on the left-hand side of the spider that is keeping my score down.
Okay, thank you. That ends the nature category, and we have 3 images for review. The first image for review is Friends for Lunch, original score 79. Give me 1 second. Image remains the same. Next image review is Rufus, original score 78. Image remains the same. And the final image for review is Rest Stop, original score 79. Image remains the same. Okay, the next category is the Photographic Artist category. First image in Photographic Artist is Spiral. Spiral. Image scores 82 points. Casey.
Yeah, I was at the 84 on this. Really enjoyed this image. Very impactful. The composition is really well done. A nice resting place between abstract and representational. You know what it is, but they've still abstracted it out in a pleasant way. The monochrome nature, the monochrome tonality that they've given it are very pleasing. The subtle key line works for me. I think very well done, 84.
Thank you, Casey. Final image in the Photographic Artist category is Carl. Carla. Image scores 81 points. Yogi.
I scored it an 85. To me, this is beautifully done. I know it's step and repeat, but the way the maker has created the opposite circles that go back and forth, it almost feels like you're just going round and round in circles in it. The presentation is nice, the tonality is nice, the key line has handled very beautifully. Actually, I would like to challenge this and want to know from my other judges, why is it not into an excellent category? There's nothing that I see done wrong except for one thing where that flower meets that one little edge. It doesn't go with everything else, but I mean, if that was done properly, I would have gone much higher. Beautifully designed. It's such a nice graphic art piece.
Hey, Casey.
Okay. For me, I was the bad guy, no doubt. I was 79. Everything Yogi said that was strong, I agree with. My problem was that the flower, because it's so much a flower, it represents itself in that it's not abstracted at all, and it does not appear to be sharp to me. And that, to me, that was a problem, a big problem, actually. So that was why I was where I was at. Every other part of this image is dead on, beautiful, well handled. Everything that Yogi said that was right about it, he's dead right. So that was where I was at.
Lyle?
Uh-oh.
Lyle? Did we lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh.
I 100% agree with Casey. The main flower there, I get the title. That's a calla lily. I get that. So that's a great title. But the flower itself is not sharp. And just the edges of it, just the whole flower image is soft. I get the category. Okay. The spot at about 11 o'clock where the seam is in the pattern there just above the flower, that still doesn't bother me. It's the main focal point of this image is that flower, and it's not sharp. There needs to be some detail or something there, and the shadowing on it doesn't really work if you're looking at this from a photographic standpoint. So I'm at 80. I don't know that, Yogi, you're trying to get this to 86, move it up.
I just want to know why it is not an excellent category. I mean, yes, I understand the flower, but to me, the way I'm looking at it, it's a spinning image. I mean, the design is spinning, so maybe the flower is rotating with it, and maybe that's why there is a motion to the flower. Plus the painterly effect done on the flower, that's what it makes it, because there is a little painterly effect on the flower. To me,
Yeah.
only thing that is not correct on this image is that one little portion at 11 o'clock. Rest of it is very well handled.
Yeah, but that doesn't bother. The main thing that you come in on this image and try to identify first is the flower. And like Casey said, it's soft. It's not sharp.
Well, can we please
I
rescore?
get your point that the flower is not sharp, but my take is that the majority of the graphic portion of that image is all sharp, and it almost looks like spinning, so the flower is spinning with it. That's my take to it. But I mean,
So Yogi, is that your? Do you have any further rebuttal, Yogi?
Let's score whatever you guys want to score. But I would like this to go a little higher. But I mean, my take to this is the image is very well handled. It's way above the merit category.
Gentlemen, please rescore. Thank you for your comments.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Image scores 84 points. Don't believe we have any images for review in this category. The next category is photojournalism. Okay, first image in the photojournalism category is flyover. Flyover.
What's the category again?
Photojournalism.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Image scores 80 points, and Casey, this one's yours.
I was at 80 on this. Love everything done with the main subject. The sharpness is really nice. I love to see that. The catching the bit of sun there on the front, I think, is really nice on the leading trailing edges of the plane. I think that adds to the impact of it. The composition is nice. The tilt up lends a little impact to what's going on. So an 80 merit for me.
Thank you, Casey. Next image in the photojournalism category, Rainbow Village, Indonesia. Rainbow Village, Indonesia. Image scores 80 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it an 80. Beautiful corner to corner, nice and clean image. Love the title. It fits in perfectly. Very nice storytelling image. I even like that little road that goes from diagonally that keeps the whole image into place. Beautifully captured.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in photojournalism category is Wise. Wise. Image scores 83 points. Lyle, this one's yours.
Yeah, I'm at 84 on this, and I like this image. I like his expression. Clearly, you can tell he's definitely got some miles on him. I like the setting that he's in. And what I really like is an effect that's through Mother Nature. I believe there's a waterfall or a stream or something behind him, and it's creating a little bit of fog or something behind him. Uh, that creates a nice effect on this. Um, I also like that his eyes are elsewhere or he's engaged with someone else other than the photographer. So this is definitely a capture in time. Nicely done.
And the final image in the photojournalism category is Fresh. Fresh. Image scores 78 points. Lyle, we're back with you.
I just did the last one.
Oh, you did. I'm so sorry, Casey.
I don't mind going
Yeah.
again, but if we're going in an order, I certainly don't mind going again.
No, we're going in order, and it was my mistake. We're with Casey.
Casey.
Yeah, I'm at 78 on this. A nice photojournalistic image, quite busy and hard to focus on the main subject for me. I think, and also maybe a little too loose. If you were a little tighter around the left and the bottom, it'd bring it in a little bit, maybe just enough to make a difference. 78, not quite a merit for me.
May I add one little comment?
Yeah, please do.
For me, I agree with everything that Casey just said, but for me, I had trouble understanding the title. I get it that it's fresh meat, but I need to be drawn in a little bit more. You know, the village butcher or something else to pull me in even more. Okay, so keep an eye, folks out there, fellow photographers, really put some thought process in the title for your picture. That helps draw us in further, deeper.
Thank you, Lyle. We only have a single image for review in the photojournalism category, and that is this image, Fresh. Its original score, 78. Image remains the same. The next category is the portrait category. And the first image in portrait is Prairie Dress Preschooler. Prairie Dress Preschooler. Image scores 78 points. And Yogi.
Beautiful expression on the little girl's face. Nice location. Everything looks good, but that very bright spot right on top of her head is distracting. Also, that little post coming right out of her head on the side, maybe a little bit of a, move the girl a little bit forward, or maybe a different angle, camera angle. Also, the positioning of the leg, it looks weird. Somehow it looks like her legs are going wonky or what. But more major thing is that hot spot on top of her head.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the portrait category is Noah. Noah. Image scores 83 points. And Lyle, we're back with you.
Yeah, hey, I'm at 81 on this. Very nicely done. Exposure. You know, you did a Robin Hood, man. You split the arrow. The pose is good. Composition is good. You know, when you do photos like this, you do have some time to think because you're in a studio. That little strip of white on his shirt just competes with the expression on his face. So you need to burn that down a little bit, or do a wardrobe change, or possibly zip his jacket up and control that. And then you would immediately go to the expression on his face. But other than that, nicely done.
Yep.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the portrait category is Red Bikini. Red Bikini. Image scores 77 points. Casey.
I was at 78 on this. There's a lot to like about this image, actually. Compositionally, this is quite interesting with the reflection, surface reflection on this. The issue for me is that I think it's really hard to pull off a portrait that doesn't show a face at all in the portrait category. If this were an illustrative, I would be much higher than this. As I said, I like the image overall. The compositionally, it really works for me impact wise. It's just in the portrait category, and that's hard. That's a lot. That's a big ask to give this a high score in a portrait category. So 78 for me.
Nick, can
Go
I
ahead,
make a
Lyle.
comment? I completely 100% agree with Casey. This is a classic case of it should be in a different category. I could even see this in a commercial category for a swimwear line, just as a hero image or something of the sort. The reflection up top, I mean, the color palette, the murkiness of it, it just all works. It's just in the wrong category. But nicely done. A very nicely done image.
Yeah, exactly.
Great comments. Thank you, judges. Next image in the portrait category, A Star is Born. A Star is Born.
Final score is an 80.
As Tan said, the image scores 80 points. Yogi.
I scored it an 80. I love the lighting. I love the ratio. If I was the maker, I would take off that little feather on the right eye. That is a little too close, and have some more definition in the hair where it's blocking out all the blacks. Or maybe a little reflector, or maybe change your ratio a little bit so that you have some more definition in the black. Otherwise, very nicely lit. I like the placement of the key light. Overall, everything works for me.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the portrait category is Sophisticated. Sophisticated. Image scores 84 points. Lyle, this one's with you.
Yeah, this is really nicely done. I'm at 84 on this. Very good job of light and control. The thing that's kind of held me back is her hands are unrest. They're not at rest. It just doesn't seem natural the way that her hands are positioned. Maybe her left hand could be more around her wrist. Hey, who knows? Maybe this was a jewelry ad or something and showing the rings off. You know, you don't know, but it's very nicely lit. Love the muslin, the color palette in the back. There's good contrast. It makes you look at the different colors of her hair, complementary. It's a nicely done image. The only other thing is her lower dress, the silver there at the very center in the bottom. You may tone that down just ever so slightly, but other than that, nicely done.
Thank you, Lyle. Next image in the portrait category is Golden Eyes. Golden Eyes. Thank you. Image score 79 points. Casey, we're back with you.
Yeah, I was at a 79, so close, and I wanted to be able to push it over. For me, the light on the cat feels a little harsh and not. I'd like to have seen it a little softer, a little more flattering to the cat, so to speak. And the eyes are amazing. I wish they were looking at the camera, the viewer. It doesn't work that well for me. Looking at such a high angle like that, for me, is a bit of a disconnect that I wish wasn't there.
Next image in the portrait category is Smoky. Smoky. Image scores 81 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it an 80. I want to go up so high on this. Beautiful profile of Smokey. I love the front of the lighting on it. The thing that's taking me down is the background is so light that it's compared to the subject. The background is so pretty light that my eye just goes in the back. Tone down the background a little bit and then bring the focus more onto the face and that red. Vignette it all around. I would definitely go up to excellent category if this was done to it. Beautifully done. Just the background is too bright.
Thank you, Yogi. Next image in the portrait category is Hanging 10. Hanging 10. Image scores 77 points. Lyle.
Hey, I'm at 77 on this, and I understand the title on this. I used to surf quite a bit when my younger years. Hanging 10 is you have your 10 toes hanging over the tip of the surfboard. Hey, not to be critical here, but titling is also part of an image competition. It would be nice. Again, we don't know your positioning there on the beach or the pier, but to see the expression on the guy's face. But this is an example of the importance of titling.
Thank you, Lyle. Good comments. And next image in the portrait category is In Her Eyes. In Her Eyes. Image scores 77 points. Casey, we're back with you.
I was at 78 for this. Boy, I wanted to like it. That's a really nice expression, and I love the hair and the dress. My issues were the sky in between the trees is really, really bright. I wish that were toned down a little bit, and I'd like to see the light on her softer and more flattering for her. Also, her hands are a little, the pose, the hand posing could use a little bit of work, a little softening. But really nice job getting that expression and that look and feel out of the portrait. That's very enjoyable.
Thank you. And the final image in the portrait category is Slow Surf Day. Slow Surf Day. Image scores 82 points. Yogi, this one's yours.
I scored it an 82. I love the tonality. I love the detail in the whites and the black. I love the motion of the water, the slow shutter speed, and on top keeping the face sharp, where, I mean, I can feel the motion there in the image. Very well captured.
Nick, can I just make
Yeah,
a quick
please go ahead,
comment?
Lyle.
I know this is in the portrait category. I think this belongs in the photojournalistic. This thing really has a lot of impact. I don't know what my fellow judges think. I mean, obviously we've scored it, it's merited, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. This is the photojournalistic category.
Without a doubt. And Yogi, you hit the nail right on the head. You can feel the water movement with the slow shutter speed. This photographer knew what they were doing. This should have been in the photojournalistic.
Yes, agree with it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I was 84 on this, and in the photojournalistic category would have been higher. I think this is a really well done image for all of the reasons you guys have already said.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, so we have two images for review in the portrait category. The first one is Prairie Dress Preschooler, original score 78. Image remains the same. And then the second and final image for review is Golden Eyes, original score 79. Complete with commentary, the image still remains the same. Okay. Next category is the workshop category. Now, the workshop category is worthy of a comment. This is for images that have been taken either in a formal workshop or under the instruction and guidance of another person, typically an instructor, a professional, whatever. And so the image should be judged as for any other image, but it's not eligible for a year-end review. We have a single image in the workshop category, and it's called Smiling Surfer. Smiling Surfer.
That's the other guy's son.
Yeah.
Image scores 78 points. Yogi, wrap us up.
I scored it a 78. This image has so much potential. I would like it to be a nice and skinny long panorama. There's no need for all that water in the back at the top. And then crop it down a little bit from the bottom where you just see a little bit of his reflection in the water, and print it a little bit dark, where tone it down so that water is still a little less brighter than this. Yep. Other than that, nice lighting on his face. The motion is nice. It's just little bit of a treatment on the print and cropping would make this print go up much higher.
Nick, one more thing.
Go ahead, Lal.
If you really look at his face, there's shadowing, not quite Rembrandt, but this is a good example of time of day. This was a good time of day.
Thank you, Lyle. Definitely appreciate the additional comment. Okay, we have one image for review in the workshop category, and that is this one, Smiling Surfer, original score 78. Image remains the same. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the main portion of the competition. We've seen all of the images. The judges have made their scores, and we will now go through the process of breaking ties in any categories that need to it, and then finally the judges will go through and make a decision for best in show. You get to watch this. I think we're going to hand control over to Kim with Lightroom so that we can see those images. And judges, if you need me to pull any particular image up again on the slideshow, please let me know and I'll be happy to switch there.
We have one tie. The tie was in the regular division in nature category. And I'm going to bring those two images up. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Oops, just 1 second.
You want us, Nick, to type in the number of the image we want to pick?
No, you can talk.
Yeah, and the two here are Tupperware Beauty or Tupperware Terror and Running Wild.
I'm not seeing
Judges, if you want to discuss this, you're welcome to have a discussion as well. Just
Yeah,
remember,
they're on the screen now.
I'm not
Yeah,
seeing
well, they can hear us,
They're
right?
in the Zoom
Yes, they
chat. They're in Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Casey.
I have to go to Zoom. Got it. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah. I don't know if Nick. I don't
Nope.
think Nick can bring them up side by side.
I can't bring them up side by side, but if you want to see an individual image, I can bring them up and I can switch between them.
I'm for Running Wild.
Yeah, same for me.
Okay.
Would you call those, Yogi, a wildebeest?
Yeah, wildebeest. It's, I think in Kenya or Tanzania in August, September, they're like in millions. They run across the river.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for just a minute until I pull up the next images for you guys. Okay, we're going to go to the master category first. And you're going to be seeing all of the best of class images. And from the best of class images, you will be selecting the best of show. So all 7 of the best of class images are going to come up. And if you guys tell me which ones to take away until you're left with the one winner. Okay, hold on. My computer decided to lock up. Give me just a second.
Of course it did. It's competition. There's always a gremlin.
Looks like we lost Casey.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I
See
don't know what
Casey's
to do.
eyes, but not much more. And the Freedom Tower.
Nose on up.
Yep. With the Freedom Tower above your right ear.
Yep.
I have to reopen Lightroom, so just 1 second.
Are you on a Windows machine?
I am
No.
not. I'm on a Mac.
He's on a Mac.
What?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it happens.
Shut the front door.
Somebody was trying to stir the pot.
Well, it makes a difference to have a Windows Mac discussion rather than the Canon Nikon discussion, with Sony winning, of course. Oh, did I say that? Hush my mouth.
Might as well throw Sony in there too, Nick.
I would absolutely. As a Sony shooter, I'm on that side.
I'm sure
You
the
know,
Pentax and the Hasselblad folks and everybody else might have another opinion.
They might indeed.
Okay, so
Not
if
like
you
us.
are looking at your Zoom, now you should have all 7 of the master division best of class images up. And if you can tell me which ones to take away.
I'm fine with losing the commercial image.
Me too.
Yes.
Okay, thank
And-
you.
And the
Thank you
photojournalistic
to-
image.
Thank you to Nick Sesmith for his best of class in commercial.
I can take the surfer up too.
Yeah, I'm there as well.
Yes, agreed.
Yay, it's not going away. There we go. Okay, and the surfer, you're okay with the surfer going? That one is photojournalism, I believe. Yes, wedge
Yes.
wipeout. Thank you to Peter Levshin for his best of class winner.
And the dragon,
Peter. Yeah, I think I could lose the dragon.
dragon too.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you to our photographic artist best of class winner, Rebecca Lee.
Oh, nice job, Rebecca.
It's the year of the ox anyway, so.
um, my two choices for the next to drop out are the tree and the birds. What do you guys think?
Same with
Agreed.
me. Same, agree with you.
Okay, so the tree is East Java. Peter Levshin, thank you for your best of class winner for landscape. And the birds, they mate for life. Thank you, Bruce Bonet, for his best of class winner.
Both very nice images. Really, really nice.
My best of show would be this eye with the violin. I like both of them, but I mean,
Lyle, where are you at?
I can give you both best of show. I would give both of them.
I'm with the, I don't remember the title, but the gentleman with the wreath on his head.
The crown.
That's Regal Nigerian
Yeah.
or the violinist.
Oh man.
I'm with the violin.
Okay.
I know we're being recorded, okay, and people can hear us.
Yep.
So I'm going to speak the truth here. The Nigerian photograph is straight up
Yes.
photography. Okay, the other one is,
Yeah.
there's a lot of modification on it. Look, I'm not being mean, but this is the photographers of Orange County, the photographers of the Inland Empire. You know, I sway to photography versus lots of manipulation. That's just where my vote is.
What was the
thing
category
is,
for
I
the
don't-
eye image?
I
Kim?
don't have anything against manipulation. It's the maker's eye. That's how I look at it. I don't care if it's manipulated or
But-
not. I'm just.
Casey, to answer your question, the violinist was in the illustrative category.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm going to lean with the portrait as well, but not by much. It's very
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Well, the maker is the same, so I'm sure he's not going to.
Oh, okay.
He's not gonna care. Yeah.
All right.
Yogi, did you finish your comment? I know you were making a comment there.
Yeah, I'm with the violinist, but I mean, if they're both with the gentleman with the wreath, then I'm out.
Okay, so it looks like we have 2-1. So it looks like the Royal Nigerian is the best of class winner.
Mhm.
Congratulations to Jerry Stevenson, and also congratulations to Jerry for his best of class, the violinist. And there's our best of show for the master division.
Okay.
Well done.
Okay,
Good.
give me 1 second and I'll pull up the winners for the regular division.
This image has Jerry Stevenson's name written all over it.
Yeah.
So while Kim pulls up the image, just as a reminder, everyone, we're effectively running 2 competitions in parallel here. This last one was for people with a master's degree, and now we see the people that are still working on their masters and coming up. So the judges will do the same thing. They'll pick their best of show from the best of category winners.
Okay, so these are the best of class winners for the regular division. There were some categories that did not have a best of class because there was not a merit image in them.
So we're just narrowing it down to 1 out of all of this. Is that the
That's
deal?
correct. Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, so
I would take the young boy out.
Yes.
yes,
Agreed. And the old man also.
agreed.
Okay, the Young Boy is the boy monk,
Yes.
which was the best of class winner for illustrative. Congratulations to Brad Toms.
Nicely done, Brad.
Joe, Brad.
Way to go, Brad.
And we're getting rid of the best of class for photojournalism. Wise, also by Brad Toms. Congratulations.
Great job, Brad.
Well done again, Brad.
I know where Yogi's gonna go next.
Yeah,
I can take out the lady.
I like the lady.
I like the lady.
I could take out the wildebeests.
I can take out the wildebeest.
No.
Yogi, which one did you take out?
I can take out the wildebeest.
You guys okay with the wildebeest going?
Well, it's 2-1, but that was
Yeah.
okay.
That's it.
Okay, that's
They got a
running
merit.
wild.
They got a merit in the thing, so the person's gonna get a ribbon, so that's okay.
They actually got best of class. So they got best of class for nature, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
Running Wild by John Donahue. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Nice job, John.
Good job, Don.
No, Yogi, no.
Okay, that's fine.
No, Yogi. Don't go there, Yogi.
Look at the difference right sitting there. I mean, this got so much power to it. I mean, you're the one who said the fingers are very stiff, they're not relaxed. But go ahead.
Ouch.
He just called you out.
Yeah, I got called out by Yogi, the one and only Yogi Patel.
I lean towards the lady. They're both images to me feel like they have an issue. I think that photographically the lady is stronger than the out of focus flower.
I'm fine with lady too. Lady is
Yeah,
very
I agree. Well
nicely-
said,
nice
Casey.
pose. Yeah.
So
Okay,
lady it
so-
is.
The lady it is.
Yeah.
And again, this time I don't think the maker really minds which of the two that we picked because they're both by Adriana Lopez.
Oh, nice.
So congratulations, Adriana, for your best
Good
of
job,
class
Adriana.
winner for Photographic Artist with Kala. And congratulations, Adriana, on your best of show winner for Portrait with Sophisticated.
Good
So
time.
great job.
Congratulations to everyone for tonight, and thank you all for your entries, and thank you, judges, for all of your judging and your comments. I'm sure everybody's going to take those to heart and work on their images.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to thank Lyle Akihara, Yogi Patel, and Casey Newman, our illustrious judges. And thank you guys. Awesome job. And I'm sure that the competitors all learned a lot, as did everyone else watching. Once again,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you very
We'll be
much.
back in 2 months'
And
time
just
for the next competition.
And just a quick note to everyone that enters these competitions. Look, we're not here to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad. We've all been where you are right now. And the purposes of doing this is to make you better. So don't take, we have a hard job. We don't want to break anybody's heart, but we're here to give you stuff to make you better. Thank you.
Great advice. And having been there as well, I totally get it.
Enjoy judging.
Thank you
Right.
guys once again.
Sure.
Thank you.
We'll see you all in 2 months' time, and really appreciate everybody's help. And great job, by the way, to the scoring team as well.
Yep.
A lot of work that goes behind the scenes, and everyone really pulls together to produce these things. So once again, thank you very much. This is IEPPV signing off, and we'll see you again in 2 months' time
Yeah.
for the next image competition.